It's commonly taught in schools that Christopher Columbus was the first non-native to set foot on American soil. However, the discovery of a 5,000-year-old Egyptian map that accurately depicts America is challenging that narrative, suggesting that history textbooks might need revising. How was this ancient map uncovered, and how did its creator achieve such a precise representation of America? In this video, we explore evidence suggesting that the pyramids are older than previously believed and discuss the 5,000-year-old map of America found in Egypt. You may not have heard of the Nagata culture or the mysterious Nubia egg, but these discoveries could transform our understanding of history. Let's start with the Nagata culture, which flourished between 4000 and 3000 BCE in Egypt, long before the pharaohs came into power. This period saw the emergence of early settlements and remarkable achievements in craftsmanship, as well as the development of trade networks that laid the foundation for ancient Egypt's cultural and political evolution. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Nagata culture is the abundance of artifacts it left behind, which provide invaluable insights into Egyptian society, religious practices, and artistic traditions. Next is the Nubia egg, a remarkable artifact known for its elaborate craftsmanship. The egg has sparked considerable debate about the origins and timeline of ancient Egyptian civilization, as well as the extent of their knowledge about the Americas. British archaeologist Malab Cecil discovered the Nubia egg in 1907, and it is now on display at the Nubia Museum in southern Egypt. The egg, which dates back around 7,000 years, has survived through millennia. It was excavated from a burial site linked to a time when the central Nile Valley was populated by early settlers, considered the pioneers of civilization. The egg, an ostrich eggshell, features intricate designs that are highly abstract, making the artifact particularly controversial. It shows three triangles on one side with horizontal lines running through them, alongside a thin snake, and on the other side, a large circular etching. Many scholars believe that the triangles represent the pyramids, specifically the three major pyramids on the Giza Plateau, the Pyramid of Menkaure, the Pyramid of Khafre, and the Great Pyramid of Khufu. The snake is thought to symbolize the Nile River. Since the Nubia egg was discovered in Lower Egypt, it's not surprising that researchers have begun questioning its implications. The egg's estimated age is 7,000 years, whereas modern estimates date the construction of the pyramids at approximately 4,600 years ago, creating a discrepancy of over 2,000 years. How could the egg depict pyramids built thousands of years later? Or could the pyramids actually be much older than previously thought? Some theories propose that the triangles are simple depictions of mountains. However, the geometric precision and horizontal lines suggest that the artist intended to represent something other than naturally occurring mountain ranges, which typically lack such uniform features. Moreover, dating the pyramids is far from straightforward. Carbon-14 dating is unsuitable for stone structures, and even dating hieroglyphics can be problematic, as inscriptions may have been added much later, possibly during the repurposing of the pyramids by the Egyptians. There has been long-standing criticism of the methods used to date the Giza pyramids, and even accusations of evidence manipulation. One such controversy involves Colonel Howard Weiss, who claimed to have discovered painted inscriptions in the relieving chambers of the Great Pyramid, including the name of Khufu, which was then used to attribute the pyramid's construction to him. However, some scholars suspect that Weiss may have fabricated these inscriptions in an attempt to gain recognition and secure his place in history. This allegation has cast doubt on the authenticity of Weiss' findings and raised questions about his character. On the other hand, some researchers present evidence that the pyramids may be around 8,000 years old, citing their alignment with certain astronomical phenomena that suggest an older origin. They also point to geological evidence, such as weathering patterns, as indications that ancient civilizations possessed the tools and expertise needed to construct these massive structures. Dr. Robert Schoch, a geologist and professor at Boston University, has contributed to this discussion through his research on the Sphinx. He identified distinct erosion patterns that did not correspond with the effects of wind and sand erosion typical in Egypt's arid climate. Instead, the patterns indicated extended exposure to heavy rainfall, which likely caused significant erosion of the limestone bedrock. Other geologists support Schoch's conclusions, noting that the vertical and undulating erosion features appear to have been caused by running water, which would have been prevalent during the Neolithic subpluvial period, 10,000 to 5,000 BC, when the Sahara Desert had a wet climate with rivers and lakes. This implies that the Sphinx and the Giza pyramids could predate dynastic Egypt. Ancient writings also support the idea of an older date for the pyramid's construction, such as the works of al-Makrizi, an Egyptian historian who attributed the Great Pyramid not to Khufu, but to a king named Surid, whom he linked to the biblical figure Enoch. Al-Makrizi claimed that Surid foresaw a great flood and commissioned the pyramid as a repository of knowledge and a safeguard for civilization's heritage. This story aligns with pre-Islamic North African traditions that incorporated celestial bodies into their religious practices, suggesting that the current methods of dating the pyramids may not be as accurate as assumed. The depiction of the pyramids twice on the Nubia egg has also stirred debate. Some propose it could symbolize different seasons or phases, with the varying widths of the Nile illustrations reflecting seasonal fluctuations in the river's flow. Additionally, the top of the egg features concentric circles around a small opening. Some scholars believe these resemble Plato's description of Atlantis, which he characterized as having concentric rings of land and sea. If there is any geographical connection, this ancient egg could potentially hold clues to locating the lost city of Atlantis. Even more astonishing are paintings that suggest the ancient Egyptians might have been aware of the Americas long before European explorers like Columbus. These paintings, discovered in Hannes, ancient Nit, depict maps that show both the Old World and the American continent. Hannes was a vibrant pre-dynastic city that served as a religious and political center in Upper Egypt and has yielded many significant artifacts. The paintings depict not only the American continent but also accurately outline Europe, Asia, and Africa, as well as prominent features like the Nile River and the Mediterranean Sea. This level of geographic detail implies that the artists and their civilization were aware of, or even had contact with, the Americas, challenging established accounts of early transoceanic exploration. The artistic techniques used in the maps, including natural pigments and precise line work, astonished researchers and challenged long-held beliefs about the first non-native people to reach the Americas.